Hello and welcome to Marketing Edge on TV, Nigerians' leading initiative in the business of brand management and management of brand business. It is a 30 minutes wholesome package that comprises brand news, branding focus and industry conversation, all in a mix encompassing thorough and in-depth, all aimed at promoting the brand idea. Amogale Abikele.
Keep up with innovative, revealing, and groundbreaking happenings in the world of brands and brand builders in Nigeria and across the globe. Mingle with people and brands that make the cut and the personalities that keep reinventing the trends and traditions in the marketing world. All are exciting one-stop shop for marketing vibes. Marketing Edge on TV. You are always right on time with the right people and movers and shakers of the world of marketing as they share their views and ideas on the business and challenges of advertising, corporate affairs, media strategy, and the unfolding exciting world of digital marketing. Join the trendsetters and key decision makers as they shape opinions and project into the future of the marketing landscape for 30 exhilarating minutes on this channel. Stay ahead, be thrilled to beat, be marketing savvy with Marketing Edge on TV. Marketing Edge on TV, promoting the brand idea.
You're welcome back. First on Marketing Edge on TV is brand news, where we bring you the latest developments around brands and in the field of advertising, marketing and communication in Nigeria and around the world. Now on brand news. President Asiwaju Bola Tinubu has pledged his commitment to the growth and development of the country while promising transparent governance with direct implications on economic revitalization and security of lives and property. Speaking during the inaugural ceremony which held at Eagle Square, Abuja, the new president restated his resolve on representative and inclusive governance hinged on equity, fairness, and unity irrespective of political, religious, or ethnical affiliations. While acknowledging the strength and resilience of the Nigerian people, President Tinubu outlined his vision for a prosperous and inclusive Nigeria.
My administration must create meaningful opportunities for our youth. We shall honor our campaign commitment of 1 million jobs and the digital economy.
He expressed his commitment to the healing of the nation as well as fostering unity and understanding instead of division. To express its grievances with the new advertising law recently promulgated by the Advertising Regulatory Council of Nigeria, ARCON, the Advertisers Association of Nigeria, ADVAN, has said that the provisions of the law do not conform with the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. President of ADVAN, Osamede Owubanwe, made this known during a media chat with journalists in Lagos, where he noted that the advertising laws violate the rights of advertisers and also stand as a restriction to freedom of contracts. According to him, the association is requesting further interpretation of the law in view of its observation, adding that it is ready to institute legal actions against the Apex Advertising Regulatory Agency. In a document made available to journalists, the association outlined sections of the advertising law it deemed to be in violations of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria that requires further interpretation by the advertising regulatory body. Nigeria has emerged as the leading country with more entries at the 6th edition of the Picture Awards, showcasing its creative prowess by securing an impressive 17 gold and 39 silver. The event, which celebrates creativity across various media platforms, witnessed the outstanding performance of Nigerian advertising agencies such as Extreme Ideas, NWOSU Arts, and NWOSU Creative. While Extreme Ideas stood out by clinching several prestigious gold awards for their remarkable work in various categories, NWOSU Arts and NWOSU Creative also shone brightly, showcasing their creative talents and receiving accolades for their exceptional campaigns. The Picture Awards, renowned for its focus on evaluating creativity across diverse mediums, including print, film, audio, outdoor, PR, entertainment, digital, and projects aimed at benefiting humanity, received submissions across the African continent. Latest industry report has revealed that the global commercial insurance market is projected to grow from $660.90 billion in 2022 to $715.87 billion in 2023. According to market reports from Research and Markets, this growth represents a compound annual growth rate of 8.3%. As businesses recognize the importance of comprehensive insurance coverage in managing risk and protecting their assets, the demand for commercial insurance is expected to continue to rise. Hence, the commercial insurance market is poised for further growth. By 2027, it is expected to reach $987.09 billion at a compound annual growth rate of 8.3%. This growth comes despite the disruption impact of Russia-Ukraine war on the global economic recovery from the COVID-19 pandemic.
Well, that was brand news. Next is Branding Focus after this break.
This is the University of Africa. On the streets, you get your real education. Here, everybody has a degree of something. But the most important qualification is imagination. Her reason to imagine is slay. His reason is to be the goat. Theirs is to take the beat and make it lit. They want to test edgy until it is fire. Their reason for imagination is to add riz in style. Her reason to imagine is finesse. And hers is to find what's new and bussin'. So no matter what your situation, just use your imagination.
Where's Glory?
Excuse me, ma'am.
Glow! Where Glow now?
I thank you.
Glow don't go village, tell all our customer abi.
Everybody pay attention. See, now Glow dedicated 10x. Now they dash me 10 times the credits when I load. Can't even summer me double data join.
Yeah. Wait, so with 1.5 when they give all of us, so you they enjoy up to 15,000 naira credit and data.
And I say I never finish you. See, now say if we enjoy, if we not join Glow dedicated 10x, una go get 1,000 naira welcome credit. You just carry your phone, dial *777#. Finish.
Correct.
Glow, you don't win, you don't do.
Una see dey here. Hello, please, I'm looking for Glow.
We said now Glow be dey fine, now Glow be dey go.
Okay, so
Enjoy 10 times the value of your recharge on Glow Berekete 10X. You also get 1,000 naira for calls and data and double data bonus on your subscription.
Marketing Edge on TV, promoting the bright idea.
Now on Branding Focus. The next stage of the data revolution depends on trust and data dignity being built into the marketing and brand ecosystem. To put their customers at the center of their data strategy and reconcile data dignity with data utility, brands must be transparent in their communication while asking people for consent to process their data. Simply stating that your website uses cookies to collect information doesn't help consumers make an informed decision on how their data is being used or what is being collected for. People should be fully aware of how brands intend to use their data. Telling them that a website uses cookies is neither helpful nor sufficiently transparent. Brands that provide their customers accessible and clear information will build differentiation and competitive advantage and ultimately reap the rewards with increased loyalty and growth. What's more, brands must also give consumers control over how their data is used. According to a recent McKinsey survey on consumer data, people are becoming increasingly intentional about what type of data they share and with whom. In a highly data-driven economy, with consumers shopping, managing their finances, and paying their bills online, they understand that data is a core ingredient in the value exchange between them and brands. The proliferation of data breaches and the steadily growing list of privacy regulations are all increasing consumer awareness of their data insight. And people are seeking out tools that give them control over how their data is used. However, control needs to be beyond the requirements of the privacy regulations. Consumers want tools that give them a finer degree of granularity over marketing preferences with a specific brand. They want the ability to express their preferences once and be assured those choices will be reflected across all touch points, devices, and channels. When people take the time to express or update their privacy preferences, it is the duty of brands to ensure it is reflected with every interaction they have with the brands, even when vendors are used to processing that data. Agencies are supposed to be partners to clients, but today the reverse is the case. In the past, clients used to send agencies partners on training and travel on their first-class flight, but today clients see agencies as favor seekers.
When I was branding focus, next is industry conversation, where we have interactions with distinguished practitioners in the advertising and marketing communications industry who have been at the forefront of the strategic positioning and promotion of brands. Well, this week we will be continuing on the conversation we started last week with the CEO of TBWA Concept, Mr. KELECHI NWOSU, after this break.
Every day, life presents hopes, dreams, and challenges. Challenges that can become successes with a little help. Because a little help can empower you to go from despair to celebration. A little help can keep you going until the race is won. A little help can turn bundles of anxiety into a bundle of joy. And with Glow Data, you get much more than just a little help. You get the biggest data deals in town to make every day glow with small wins and big wins. Dial *777# to select your Glow Data plan.
Marketing Edge on TV, promoting the bright idea.
We're beginning to see that clients are cutting back on advertising spend, and we've spoken to some advertisers who have, expressed concerns over the economic, problems. So, how are creative agencies actually responding to this in optimizing the limited marketing budget now available for them?
Well, every agency has its own way of responding. As a group, as a marketing communication group, or as advertising agencies, we've got varied responses. For some of us, the challenge is how do we make sure that the value, we're creating value. If you create superior value for clients, they won't go. Right? That's where you think about this journey. Data analytics. How does the data fuel the briefing, the work you're doing, even right up to product development? How do you use data and analytics to do predictive analysis, tests of the work, creative work? How do you use it to modify your campaigns, what the campaign is going on, your channels or whatever it is you're doing? How do you get data at the back to evaluate? Attribution, this is where we did well, this is what we didn't well. You go and optimize the campaign. That is a cycle that we must begin to use. We haven't measured things as advertising agency people. We're very good with the creative part. We're talking about that. We need to begin to bring a whole lot more data into what we're doing, which is where you go to a client and say, if you do this and do that, you'll get X market share, right? And you can actually pay me X amount of money if we achieve that, we need to have this conversation. So that is one way of getting around it. The other way we have done as an agency is what we call diversification. So we're building platforms. We've always built platforms. We mostly built it for a lot of clients, and we didn't quite charge them enough for it. Okay? So we now intentionally are building platforms that belong to us as an agency. We're building content that belongs to us as an agency, and we're selling them. It's tough sometimes because you're investing in it, we're learning in it, we're learning how to do it, but that's a way of diversifying the talent. There's a general conversation in the industry about what is the value of creativity. I think many of us are clear that creativity has not been evaluated properly. We haven't given the value to clients. Especially in the creative industry, we sometimes get a short end of the stick, and I don't want to whine about it. For instance, I go to a client, he asks for a pitch. We do the pitch, we win the pitch, and he says, okay, I like what you've done, please talk to procurement. I go to procurement, and procurement says, very good work. For all this, we're going to pay you 500,000 naira. I said, really? So you are expecting to be appointed to be retained as the agency, but you're being looked at as a hot shop. So someone says, okay, I'll pay you 2 million. What's the worth of the idea? That idea that has been cracked by the agency. I think as a country, as advertisers, I think there is the need for all of us to begin to appreciate creativity and really pay for it so that you can get more creativity. That's one of the reasons why you have people leaving. Because there's a disparity in the pay structure from the client side to the agency side. That disparity forces people to either move to the client or move away. That's a structural problem that you're having with advertising.
So in your earlier response, you talked about data and insight, and we know how fundamental that is in achieving, successful campaigns.
Sure.
How to, evaluate the success of those campaigns. So, given all that is happening in the marketing, advertising ecosystem, what would be your opinion of data availability, the one that is reliable and accurate?
I'd say we probably have enough data. I think what we don't have is enough people mining them.
Okay.
We don't have enough analysts getting them out. What is data? It's knowledge as fact about little things. There is a guy who worked for TBWA World. His name is David Uribe. We asked him to help us set up a data framework for our agency. His first question he asked, what do you want to measure? So what do we want to measure? We may not have all of the data in nice chunks and places where you can pick them up, but we've got enough data to be able to start investigations and be able to go dig down further. There is enough. There's probably quite a number of body of data across different disciplines, across different sectors, across different markets, but we just need to look for them, mine them, and analyze them, and use them.
Okay. So you have a bit about the relationship between clients and agencies. How would you evaluate the relationship so far?
It's what it is. It's good in some parts. It's not good in some parts. It differs. It's not something you can put a blanket role on and say this is, no, sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. With some people it's good. Clients are different. They're not the same. Even in the same organization, all client contexts are not the same. Agencies are different. So that's what happens with relationships. But overall, like I said, there's a need for agencies to come to the table with more value, with more measurement. There's a need for clients to come to the table with more appreciation and better payment, and just improve on the things that they know they ought to improve upon. And agencies to improve upon the things. So the agencies and the clients, the power is still very skewed on the side of the clients because there are few big advertisers in our country, and everyone is chasing after them. And then sometimes they've got to realize that when you partner with the agencies, you get the best out of them. And that partner requires good money to be paid. but you need to make sure that the agency is delivering on what you're paying them for. That's value. So I'm not asking for agencies to be dashed money. No.
They have to work for it.
They've got to work for it.
Yeah.
But I'm asking that when they work for it, they get paid. So you've got a situation where clients will pay good hard dollars, for instance, to agencies abroad who are virtually doing what a local agency would do. You know, because in their mind, some people, some clients, not everyone, in their mind, there is value in hiring this agency from the UK.
Okay, so Wes said, another aspect I'd like you to bear your mind on before we leave is the new regulation, the new advertising law. And you talked about payment from clients and, agencies delivering value and getting paid for, the value you get the offer.
Yeah.
And then the advertising law speaks about pitch fees, disengagement policies and the like.
Sure.
So what has been the impact so far on creative, on the creative business?
It's quite early to judge. I was on the I subcommittee, so full disclosure, I was on the committee that recommended those regulations. And it was done for the betterment of the industry. We now hear that some elements, especially on the client side, are upset about parts of it. They were part of it. Their advan head at that time was part of that committee. I hear they're upset about the payment terms, and they're upset about, I don't know what else, is the payment terms that I've heard about. Whatever anybody is upset about, it's also good to come to the table to talk about it, because I believe they were part of that conversation when we held it. I think the ISOP regulation is good. It is meant to support the industry and allow and it wasn't just about clients, it's also about agencies. Agencies have their own abuse that they do. When you don't pay suppliers, there are all sorts of things in it. There's issues of harassment, sexual harassment, verbal abuse, all of those things are there. I just think that we must look at it as a whole and say what is really good about these policies, these guidelines, and then begin to apply them. So like I said, I think it's a bit early to say, but it's been well received by many people, some people actually on the advertiser side as well. It's been well received by many parts of the industry, and I think it will improve our industry. On the other regulations from ACON, some of them I have a mixed view about, and I've passed that to ACON to say, I'm not sure that banning foreign voices, with a blanket ban, I'm not sure it works. I understand the sentiment of promoting our local. I am very, very big on that myself, but I think we must either look at what we were doing previously, which was put a hefty penalty on foreign voices, use that money to improve the local production and local voices. I think that works. Find incentives, put awards, put incentives for people to produce locally, and generally discourage people from doing foreign productions. And it's not just about foreign productions. I really do not know, and I hear they say it's market-driven, how brands go to sponsor a football club in Real Madrid or La Liga or any other geography. And sometimes it's an international deal, but sometimes a local deal. I don't think it's fair on the local franchise, the local equity, the fact, if I drink beer here and I'm buying beer here and your money is coming from me, I really don't know why you should take that money to go and develop elsewhere. Now, the argument is that this is what people like to watch. They like to watch Premiership. They would like to watch that. But the question is, what is the responsibility of a brand, or all of us in media? Is there an agenda setting? Shouldn't we be thinking about developing ourselves? That, for me, is a very critical issue for all of us in marketing and marketing communications. What is our agenda? How do we promote what we have so that our GDP goes up, so that advertising, spend goes up, so that there's local improvement? We can't just keep exporting money and importing other people's products for the sake of market. You're following the market. I don't believe in it. I don't agree with it. I've always believed in producing locally where we can, And that's a philosophy that a TBWA concept we've tried to. We have produced outside the country, mind you, but the bulk of the work we've done, we've always wanted to produce locally. Where we need crew and talent from outside, we bring them in. As an agency, one of our big philosophies is about accelerating growth in Nigeria, in our country. We are firm believers. That's how we're like that.
Definitely, we should be, develop our own
Absolutely.
before, looking out there.
Yeah.
So thank you so much, sir, for having this time with us on Industry Conversation.
Thank you.
But that's it on Marketing Edge on TV this week. Do well to join us same time next week for another interesting time. I'm Ogali Abikele. See you again.
Doubt and fear doesn't occur at the canvas, it shows in the canvas. It shows the conation of raw ether material slabbed, stroked and molded at a pace provided by the doubt and fear. Every move way in the struggle of one to the other, merging the past to the present, brushstrokes of colors seen but not known. For when the wailing stops, the pieces settle down in abject beauty erected for a century of a century. Speaking, advocating, protesting as the arts are meant to be.
KELECHI Mandela was born into the Madiba clan on 18th July 1918. He got involved in politics in 1942 as he helped to form ANC Youth League. He was married to Evelyn Mays and they had 4 children. Mandela was arrested in a countrywide police swoop on 5th December 1956, which led to the 1956 treason trial. Before the end of the treason trial, he wrote to Prime Minister for vote to include a national convention on a non-racial constitution, and failure to adhere would result to a national strike. In August, he was arrested and charged for leaving the country without a permit and inciting workers to strike. He was convicted and sentenced to 5 years imprisonment. On 9th of October 1963, he was on trial with 10 others for sabotage in what became known as the Revolver trial. On the 11th of June 1964, Mandela and 7 other accused were convicted and sentenced to life imprisonment. He was later released from its gates on Sunday, 11th of February 1990, 9 days after the unbanning of the ANC and the PAC. Nelson Mandela never wavered in his devotion to democracy, equality and learning as he immersed himself in official talks to end white minority rule. In 1991, he was elected ANC president to replace his ailing friend, Oliver Tambo. In 1993, he and President F.W. de Klerk jointly won the Nobel Peace Prize, and on 27th April 1994, he voted for the first time in his life. On 10th May, he was inaugurated as South Africa's first democratically elected president. He, however, stepped down in 1999 after 1 term as president. Despite terrible provocation, he never answered racism with racism. His life is an inspiration to all who were oppressed and deprived, and to all who were opposed to oppression and deprivation. He died at his home in Johannesburg on 5th December 2013.
TVC Communications, Nigeria's leading independent broadcast company, has been officially designated as a great place to work. Over the past 3 years, we have transformed our workplace into one which is respectful, caring, rewarding, and provides great benefits to all our 500 employees. We thank our team for giving us the chance to show that partnership between employer and employee really works. TVC Communications, officially designated as a great place to work, and now the only broadcasting and media company not just in Nigeria but throughout continental Africa to be fully certified. TVC Communications, a great Nigerian company, a great Nigerian place to work.
Never miss a moment. Instant breaking news from all over the globe. Live streaming of your favorite programs delivered directly to you. Watch anytime from anywhere on your mobile or smart devices. Download